All right, so we just learned about a secret book here at Petrified National Forest. It's kind of cool. Well, this is where we stayed last night. It may not look like much, but for us, it was a nice place to just be able to pull off, rest, recharge, get ready to hit it again this morning. And that's one of the cool things about this, is that you end up just in random places. I'm not even really sure what city we're in, but I know that we're making our way back over towards Petrified Forest. And so I'm just grateful that we had this abandoned parking lot that we were just able to hang out in for the night. And we're gonna move on.
Welcome to the Petrified Forest. It's gonna be awesome.
Almost where we're staying. We pulled in just to check out the visitor center. We're going to drive through and just kind of see it quickly today. We're going to pick up our Junior Ranger badge so that way we can get a jump start on it. So we're going to go do that, see what the visitor center looks like, and then drive around a little bit.
Alright, so we are at the National Petrified Forest, and I thought it was just going to be petrified forest everywhere, but it is actually quite diverse, so we're excited. And it's divided into 5 members: the Mesa Redondo, Blue Mesa, Sonacella, Petrified Forest, and Owl Rock. And they all look pretty different, so we're excited to go explore.
This is a historic Route 66 Inn. This place would have been so cool to have stayed at. Just driving down historic Route 66, you get all that scenery out there, stop for the night, have these incredible views out of the windows. That's just awesome. All right, so we just learned about a secret book. And go.
It is the Junior Paleontologist book, and you can get a second badge by completing this book. It actually, we were taking a quick peek inside. It looks more fun than the regular one. So if I had to choose, I'd almost choose this one. But why not do them both? We're currently standing in the Mother Road.
All right, these telephones back here behind me, they paralleled what used to be Route 66. The road's gone. I mean, it was here until the 1950s. I'm sure parts of it have been ripped up. It didn't say one way or the other when I was reading, but it's just so wild to me that, like, this was part of the Mother Road. Millions of people experienced this part of the country by following these telephone poles in both directions. And now it's just completely bypassed by the I-40 back there. And it's just far enough away that you can't really catch the beauty of what's just literally right there. I never cease to be amazed by the fact that if you don't just stop, if you don't just take a moment and pay attention to what's around you, how much you can possibly miss. There's just so much. But you gotta lift your head up. You gotta just make a little bit of effort to experience it, or you drive by on a desolate looking stretch of the I-40 looking for just the next truck stop to pull in and grab something to eat and then move on. We made it to the west side of the Petrified Forest. There's a campground literally right outside the gate that you can stay at. It's convenient, but they don't have potable water. So we couldn't fill up. So I had to find myself a place. Now I was on Campendium. I couldn't find much, especially not close. So we drove into Holbrook and I started looking around to see if I could find any place that would have water. There is a Good Sam right here in Holbrook, and for $5 you can fill up and you can dump. So I came here, convenient, nice pull-through spot. They were really gracious. So I'm just waiting now to fill up, and then we'll head back and we'll set up for the night. This is where we stayed last night, and we'll be staying here again tonight. It's a cool little spot. It's free. This spot back here was full yesterday. Everybody's pulled out. It's about 10, a little after 10 o'clock this morning, and it's pretty well empty. So I think people get up and get moving. At least that's how it was while we were here. But it's kind of a fun little area. It's flat, which is nice. I didn't need to use leveling blocks. And it's pretty easy to pull in, pull out. So that was nice. Didn't have to really back up anywhere. I'm sure if you get here more during peak season, that's probably not necessarily the case. But we are here mid-April, and so it's still chilly. We're going to be taking layers today, but not bad. The other thing that's cool is that there is 2 museums. They call them museums. I think they're really more of gift shops with the pretense of being a museum. I mean, they do say Crystal Forest Museum and then gift shop, really, really big. So I think that's really more of what it is. It's a gift shop. They advertise that you can get a free piece of petrified wood. That is 1 per car, so my kids were a little disappointed about that. And they had visualizations of, a good-sized piece of petrified wood. It's like a splinter petrified wood. We're on the south entrance of the park, and they've got a museum and visitor center. So we're gonna go in and see what they have in this museum, visitor center, gift shop, and then we're gonna proceed out into the park.
So when you're here, don't forget to get one of these trail guides. Inside, there are numbers that the kids get to go find, and then you get to read about the area. It is a great way to learn.
The thing about petrified wood, and I knew what the petrification process was. It's basically just minerals seeping into an organic material and filling in the organic with mineral, but you just can't really describe the depth and richness of color in these things. They're just cool.
Don't be fooled into thinking the Badlands are only in South Dakota. You can find them all around you. A badland is a soft area of rock that's cut and eroded into mini gullies that makes irregular shapes.
This is the Puerco Ruins and Petroglyphs, a little 0.3 mile loop. Behind me is the last restroom between this point and the south entrance. So if you're coming from the north side and you get to the Pueblos, you've got no other bathrooms until you get to the visitor center, which isn't that terribly far, but there are other hikes and things to see along the way. So make use of it if you're planning on seeing other stuff, which I would recommend doing. it's cool. They built these little buildings that they put the information so that if you're here on like a hot day or a super sunny day, you can come in and you can read about the area without being entirely exposed the whole time on this little trip, on this little hike.
It's a pueblo of some kind.
No doors. Daddy, doors.
There's no doors. There's only ladders.
Yeah, those are the doors. You go into there and then you crawl to here or here or here or here.
So the people that lived here had above ground apartments, then they also had underground living quarters. But this behind me is called a kiva. What the kiva was believed to be some sort of a place for religious ceremonies or rites that would happen underground. But it's fascinating because this area was actually part of some sort of a trade route. And they found artifacts that don't necessarily belong to the peoples that lived here in the archaeological digs. So they know that, you know, there was commerce, at least that came through there, some sort of a network, a relationship that happened through this region. All right, we're at the Agate Bridge, which is a petrified log that fell across a chasm, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna go see it. Hang tight and we'll show you what this thing looks like.
We are at Newspaper Rock. We're gonna go see over 600 petroglyphs here. We do not have a dog, but a lot of the national parks don't let dogs in anymore, and this one is very dog friendly. So if you have a dog, make sure you do the Park Ranger program. If you've done it, let us know how it is in the comments below.
Now here's a question for you. When we say the word climate, over what period of time is that calculated? I didn't know this. And we always think of climate as being like some long-term thing. It's over 30 years. It's really not that big of a section. So there you go. Climate's a short period of time. All right, so in case you're wondering what happens if you take stuff from a national park, please accept my apologies to whom it may concern. I'm returning this rock and the bad luck that has followed since. Since I have had it, my bike has been stolen, my feet had blisters as big as my hand, and now my side hurts and might be a hernia. And worst of all, me and my girlfriend are about to break up. Please accept my apologies and this piece of petrified wood, signed blank. So there you go. If you ever wonder what happens when you take stuff from a national park that you shouldn't, bad luck follows.
This little girl loves puzzles, and thankfully almost every museum and national park we go to has puzzles.
There you go. What about empty?
So she's not missing out.
So that's what it was like. Is it like that now? So there's your evidence right there. The fossils show an ecosystem that is totally different from that.
All right, closing out Petrified Forest National Park. Aspen's dressed up nice because we're going to go visit the temple, and so she likes to just look nicer when we go, which I think is awesome. So she did not hike that way today.
I think it's nice to go into parks with zero expectations or very low expectations, because then you get blown away, and that's what happened with Petrified Forest to me.
I was thinking that it was just going to be petrified wood. I didn't know if I wanted to go see just a whole national park of petrified wood. That's not what it is. It's mostly Jurassic preserved fossils and dinosaurs and stuff. So you just get this really cool view of what this area would have looked like millions of years ago. So my takeaway, I guess, is of all of the national parks that we've been to, this one is probably the fastest that you can get through and not feel like you're missing much. The longest hike was what, 2.5 miles?
There was one hike, yeah, that was long. Most of them are 0.4, 0.5 mile loops. Very short loops, which was fun for the kids. And they had different scenery in each one, and it kept their attention span long, and then they got a little break between the next one, which those car breaks were perfect to do their Junior Ranger program, to get their badges.
And we drove from the north side to the south side in what, an hour?
If you didn't stop, yeah, it would take an hour.
Okay, so our rating system. Worth hitting if it's on your way, or worth going out of your way for, or can skip it. So how would we rate this one?
Honestly, it's on the way to so much. There's no reason to miss this. Like, you can, it's very easy to hit. It's right off the I-40. You don't even have to go out of your way for it. So it's even better.
You know, I wouldn't plan an entire trip around it just because it's not one that you can spend 3 or 4 days at, but definitely worth coming to if it's even remotely in the direction that you're heading.
All right, Aspen, thoughts?
I just like all the views and walks.
What did you think of the Junior Ranger program?
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Which one, is there one you liked better? Because there was 2 at this one. Haley and Talius?
Yeah.
Take the paleontologist.
And I will say with that as well, so one of the rangers mentioned that you can go onto the official National Parks website. We'll put the link in the comments for exactly where to find it. Learn them out ahead of time.
But I would say we're going to wrap up Petrified Forest.
If you have any comments about anything that you saw, if you have something stands out to you and you want to share it, then please comment, subscribe, share, pass it around.
See you next time.